If I would like to spend most of the time just taking any questions that you guys might have. If you want to know, any of my background or what I did with piano, I'll give you a little overview. I'll talk about some practice techniques, some things that can be beneficial. I know many of your students or related to students, others just interested in coming for the talk. So I also want to share with you a couple insider comments on some of the things I'm going to do in the concert. So to start off, just background about myself. So I'm now from Utah, originally from California. I'm 24 years old, and I started piano at the age of 8, so 16 years now. Yeah, that's right, math. And I am actually an accounting major at school at Brigham Young University. So if you would like to know why I'm majoring in accounting, that's a great question. But the best answer would be sort of a job guarantee, I guess. But it's a good field. Kind of pursuing careers jointly in business and in entertainment. So that's my background. But I did study piano for 10 years growing up with Mary Beth Cheney, was my teacher in Livermore, California. Fabulous teacher. I'll talk about some of the things she did that really helped me, and that may be a benefit for some of you that are teachers. And I've been at BYU now I'm in my 5th year of school. I took 2 years off, was a church missionary in Kentucky for the LDS Church, and so that I think adds up from birth to now. It should make 24 years. So just to use my background on my piano lessons, I had, like I said, I studied for 10 years of classical piano. So my teacher, I guess in terms of some of the key things that I think really helped me, one was I always did theory. So how many guys are currently in piano students? There are a pretty fair number of you. Okay. Of those of you that are students, how many think theory is boring? And there are no wrong answers. You do not get in trouble during this. Even if you think piano is lame, I don't know why you'd be here if you did, but that's still okay. Everyone has their own beliefs, and it's fine. And if you don't like piano, that's just okay. So theory for a lot of people is kind of boring, but it's something that's very important. Studying, obviously right now we don't really have enough time to get into very much theory, but one of the things that's really key for me is scales. So scales and arpeggios. I'm going to demonstrate a little exercise that I used. Again, this is something my teacher did with me. So we would do the scales, and you'd start by doing them in quarter notes. Playing pretty slow, and then I would go into 8th notes, and you do 2 octaves, and then you do triplets, and you go 3 octaves. You can probably guess what comes next, and you go in 16th notes. You guys understand me okay in the mic? Okay. Sometimes my mouth gets a little dry, so if you can't, just let me know. I'll try to enunciate better. So that's one good practice technique. It will take a lot of patience to do, because it's not very fun to play a scale this slow, I should say. But it's a very good exercise, especially getting that patience down. I would definitely practice that with a metronome, but the scales are probably one of the most foundational things to do, particularly almost anything else that you're going to do, you just get that dexterity in your fingers. So there's a song I played at the Back to School fair earlier today by John Schmidt, and it has a part that goes like this. So that part right there is phenomenally easier to do both now and later in life, for those of you that hopefully keep taking lessons, if you do that really boring exercise that I showed you. And it is boring. I'm not trying to fake that. I absolutely think it's an incredibly boring exercise. I would tell you to listen to music while you do it, but that would probably be distracting. So maybe you can just put up fun pictures in the room where you practice piano, and that can keep you entertained. Or have snacks. Candy is always good when you're practicing piano. In terms of practice, I would suggest, I think that the most important thing when it comes to practice routines is consistency, more than the amount of time that you spend every day. So hopefully none of the teachers here are going to shoot me or parents for saying this, but I definitely, I won't give you a time every day that you should practice, but I will tell you that I think consistency of practicing every day is more important. And so if by finding maybe a little bit of a shorter amount of time, if you're finding that you're getting not very motivated and you want to quit piano, it'd be better to, cut the time a little bit, but do it every day and keep it so that you still enjoy it. Maybe you split it up, practice a little bit in the morning and at night, and find songs that you enjoy to play so that you can kind of stay involved in it. Now I do want to also put in a very good word though for classical music. As you'll notice, much of the concert tonight is a lot of my original compositions. I will be playing a little bit of classical music, and I am a big fan of classical music. I am not a zealot that does not, I guess, believe in jazz or pop music, so hopefully I didn't offend anyone. If any of you feel that way, I still want you to feel welcome here. But I do like jazz and pop music as well. But classical music is probably the best education you can have. I would absolutely encourage those of you studying piano. As I said, it's good to find songs that you enjoy and to play those. But whether it's fun, maybe new age piano, things like that, but make sure you do keep up the classical playing, because that will give you, it's kind of like working out at the gym. It's just going to really build your strength and ability. So, like I said, the scales are a great technique. I'm going to show you one other practice thing, and this is arpeggios. And again, there's the same practice technique with these. So you do it, that was actually too fast. The first time should be probably about this slow. And then double time, and triplet. And then so practicing the arpeggios is a very good thing. I will be playing a song tonight that relies heavily on arpeggios. That is Beethoven's Fifth, to give you an idea of what it sounds like. So there's one particular run that still haunts me to this day, and that's so arpeggios, as you can see, you'll always be grateful that you did them. I always did concerts and stuff, but do recitals, and then I would play, family, friends. Oh, why don't you come do a little concert at our house, invite our friends over, do that kind of thing. But then I had a chance to get acquainted with John Schmidt, who's a performer very famous in Utah, and performs around the country as well, a few international locations. I don't know if any of you guys know John Schmidt, any of you have ever seen him perform, but so he had the chance to play some parodies of his music that I had written for him. I had taken some of his most popular songs, and one of them is called All of Me, and it goes like this. So I wrote None of Me, which goes like this. Very, very simple parody. It was just, I took the song and just popped it into a minor key. But I played it for him, and he just thought that was hilarious, because All of Me he wrote probably 20 years ago or something, and has just been one of his most popular songs, especially among his fan base in Utah, where kind of the bulk of his fans are located. And so he actually invited me to come play that in his concert as sort of a comedy routine. And so I did that first when I was 18 or 19. And then, like I said, left on a mission, and when I came back at 21, he invited me back to it again. I got home in August, and like a week later I emailed him, it's like, hey, I'm back, I'm looking forward to coming to your concert, ... Love, Jason. And then the next thing I get an email back, it's like, hey, do you want to come perform at my concert again? So it's just as I had hoped, and so I had the chance to go back there, and then it went really well, and so he invited me again to come to another one of his shows, and just gradually through those, kind of realized that I liked it, and maybe have some fun on stage. So I started writing, and at the same time I was still kind of writing more songs. I did my first CD in high school, I don't even remember why. I think I just wanted to, because that'd be fun. And then I did another album in 2009, and then Ellen DeGeneres happened in 2010. I'll probably talk about that during the concert, so that was really cool. I've never been more nervous in my life though, so that was fun.